Being in this pandemic requires us to face some changes within our lives. This certainly triggers the emergence of various interesting issues to be reported.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back with me, Sakinah Asa Lalita from English Literature Department of UIN Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang in my fourth semester. How are you guys? Hopefully fine. Here in this occasion, we will examine about a video in news pertaining to coronavirus. But here I will not discuss or kind of present my opinion about this video, but we will do such a analyzing the phonological rules of this video. And before we have learned about part of phonological rules, the first is about assimilation and also insertion, relation, and the last is similitude. Okay, here before we start to analyze and discuss about the phonological rules within the video, we should have a look to the video first. This video is from British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC, entitled Coronavirus Warning. Primary schools in England may not be able to reopen in June. Let's take a look first.
Head teachers say they might not be able to reopen primary schools in England in just 3 weeks' time, in line with the Prime Minister's ambition. Schools are expected to limit class sizes to 15 children, to stagger breaks, and to accept that strict social distancing will not always be possible. Our education correspondent Elaine Dunkley has been visiting one school in Bootle.
This is All Saints Primary in Bootle in Liverpool. Teachers are having a staff meeting to prepare for the school reopening. In just over a few weeks, 168 children could be back in the classrooms.
Walking in and out, how do we control after school as well?
Head teacher Mrs Holleran will now have to ensure that teachers and pupils will be safe.
Children at this age do not understand social distancing. I'd be very surprised if any of them did. We would really struggle with, I would say, 5 children in this space.
The government has outlined in its guidance how schools can manage the risk of spreading coronavirus. Hygiene will be a priority. Schools will need to be stocked with hand sanitizer, children will frequently need to wash their hands, and teachers will be constantly cleaning the surfaces where children learn and play.
A lot of the things that we do in earlies are practical resource-based activities, so the children touch everything. Making sure that we are also cleaners and we are also toilet supervisors is going to be very difficult, as well as trying to make sure the curriculum is taught as well as it can be.
The Department for Education has highlighted a number of ways to minimise contact between children.
This is our canteen. As you can see, a confined space. So staggering lunches would present us with a great challenge. It would take up the best part of the day, to be honest.
The government says the decision to send children back to school is based on scientific advice and safety is a priority. Bootle is in one of the most deprived areas in England, and there is concern the longer schools are closed, the wider the attainment gap between poorer children and their more affluent peers.
The gains that we've made over the last 10 years in narrowing the socio-economic gap for attainment could be as much as reversed due to coronavirus. So catching up is going to be fundamental, particularly for disadvantaged young people.
These are testing times. In less than 3 weeks, the government wants children to return to classes.
That in my bones I cannot feel assured is safe.
The coronavirus pandemic is one of the biggest challenges that schools have ever faced. Elaine Dunkley, BBC News in Liverpool.
Yeah, that's the video. how it was. I think the British accent is noticeable, right? Okay, now we start to discuss about the phonological rules that appeared from the video. We will start from the least frequent phonological rules that appeared, and that is assimilation. As you know, in short, assimilation occurs when one sound is being influenced by another sound. And there is two kinds of assimilation, partial and also total assimilation. For example, for the partial assimilation are from the words ten and bike, and they become ten bike. Here, the N sound is influenced by the B sound, and they become sound. While the total assimilation, for example, is like the words ten and mice, and they combined become 10 mice. Here, the sound is directly influenced by the sound, so they become 10 mice. Got it? Okay. Here from the video, I found one assimilation, and that is included as partial assimilation because that is the combination from the word can and be, and so they become can be. Clear enough? Next is about insertion. Insertion occurs when we insert a speech sound into a word. And there are also two kinds of insertions, as I know, prothesis and also appendices. In prothesis, it appears when a sound is added at the initial position of the word, while in the appendices, the inserted speech sound is added at the back of the word, not at the final position. And here from the video, I also only found one phonological rules of insertion, and that is the word from the word class that becomes plural, so it becomes classes with the addition or with the insertion of the schwa sound before the plural indication s, so it from class becomes classes. Okay, now we have discussed about two kinds of phonological rules within these videos, and I highly suggest you to look back which of the video, since there are maybe more assimilations and insertions, but unfortunately I'm at the light of my focus to record my stand. For the next, we will discuss about similitude. Similitude conveys of the variety and also ordinary sounds. And here there are some of similitude that contained in this video. The first example is poorer. Poorer. The p sound here is the variety sound of p. the ordinary sound, plural. And the first sound, the example of the ordinary is from the word play and primary from the video. And also there is a word games that comes from that's ordinary sound good, become games. And also made from the ordinary myth become made. And also times and testing from the ordinary times testing. And also was, and the last is control. Control here also comes from its ordinary speech sound, k sound. The example of the variety sound of k already mentioned at the previous video is like the word key, but the ordinary one is like kitten. Remember? Okay. But they have similitude, and after this we will come to the last. Now we have reached the last of the phonological rules, that is deletion. Here, deletion is divided into three. The first is about initial deletion, and the second is internal deletion, and the third is final deletion. And this deletion is the most frequently appear within the video. You might also have heard it by yourselves. We will quickly discuss about this because the limited time. And here we will first discuss about the initial deletion. There is two words that I took for initial deletion. The word no, and also honest. First, the word no. The first speech sound is deleted, that is k sound. So from now it becomes now. And second, for the honest, is the the sound that is deleted, so we pronounce it as honest. And then we move to the second section, is about the internal deletion. The internal deletion is mostly occurs in delete the rough sound, and there are ensure, also cleaners, resource, government, concern, Britain, yes, peace, pot, and Liverpool. From all of this, they conduct internal deletion, and all of them delete the rough sound within the word. And for the last is about the final deletion. The final deletion also consists of the delete of the rough sound that are deleted from the words. Here we have head teacher, and also rider, and stagger, and also longer, and also there, and also over, and also ever, ever, and the last, this is that we may also need, that is hand sanitizer, hand sanitizer, hand sanitizer. Pretty clear enough, right?
To sum up, the phonological rules that clearly appeared in the short news entitled Coronavirus Warning, primary schools in England may not be able to reopen in June by British Broadcasting Corporation or BBC is the deletion, where the R sound is commonly deleted in the majority of the words in British accent. Nevertheless, there are also some of similitudes, insertions, and also assimilations that consist within the short news video.
Okay, that's the end of my video. Stay safe and hope for you all. Stay at home until this pandemic reaches the end. And I would say thank you very much for attention and for watching this video. In addition, I also want to say thank you very much for my phonology lecturer, Miss Tammy. And yep, I hope this video will be